I love the way you're organizing us, Emma. I love that.
That's my job. Right now, I'm waiting for Paula to come join and get all of you boys under control. But right
It's
now,
like
it's my
3
job.
Christmas jumpers versus none here. This is.
I know. Kieran, you're the
I need a
Grinch.
rescue mission.
Maybe we should get like a green filter for you and have you sing a sad Grinch song.
It's embarrassing.
All right, Mike and Ian, thank you for joining us, guys. And we've seen you popping into the comments already. So now you're ready for your wheel spin. Ian, coming to you. All right, ready? I'm going to do a very aggressive one. Oh, we already did 8.
I'll take it.
All right, number 6. So we have got, if you could ask Santa for one intelligent automation tool for Christmas this year, what would it be and why, Ian? So we're going to come to you, intro, and then what is on your Santa list this year?
Okay, super. I was dreading this one. I've dressed up as the mentally disturbed reindeer that Pascal mentioned earlier. I probably will take these off because they're squeezing my brain. My name's Ian Barkin. I was one of the co-founders of an RPA consultancy called Symphony Ventures that had quite an adventure for several years, and got to see just the trends, the evolution of the industry, the passion that drove so very many people, and got to interact with so many of the folks on this call. I will echo Shale and say, Emma and Kieran, you guys have done an extraordinary job. Congratulations on a year of this show. You really are the voices of this industry and have done a tremendous amount to educate folks. Also, I live in Florida, so my jumper is not just a, by the way, jumper, that's anglicized. It's a sweater. But my jumper is Florida Christmas. That is a manatee, for anyone wondering. Okay, so what tool? And I thought about this. This is so cheesy. I'm going to product plug and then apologize, but it's a bigger context. One particular tool might be this book, Intelligent Automation, that I co-authored with Pascal Bornet and Johan Wirtz. And the point is, because it's not about a particular tool. It's not about process discovery and task mining and process mining. It's not about RPA. It's not about any of the other things that fall under intelligent automation. Frankly, all of those things have been with us for a while. They've evolved. They've gotten more capable, certainly. But the thing that still causes most of the transformation we're so excited to talk about from actually happening, thing that constrains it most is an awareness, an aligned education, awareness, and appreciation for what we're talking about. So what the key tools are, what the puzzle pieces we have available to us to lay out on a table, what the actual overall mission is. It's not to tinker. It's not to plug a robot in a hole. It's not to digitize your current mess for less. It's not to just find some way to make your job suck a little less by doing something that's a little bit more interesting. It is, in fact, to both visualize, enable, and then actually create true change in your environment. And in fact, it's to unleash even more art of the possible so that just a more efficient onboarding of an employee or processing of an invoice or shipping of a product or you name it isn't just, again, that same mess for less or a little bit more efficient. It can be completely rethought of. It can be reimagined. You can decide that you don't even need certain steps anymore. And none of that happens without knowledge and awareness of what tools you have in your toolkit, that vision of what it is that you can actually aspire to create and build and develop, how to involve all of the key players in an organization. So it's not just IT, not just hoping that citizen, whatever they are called, rise to the challenge and do something sort of independently and in a rogue manner, but you work together as an organization. And then I guess the last, but certainly not least, and we cover this too in the book, not a plug, just a reference, is the grander impact and purpose of what we're doing. So it's not just to make onboarding 20%, 50%, 75% faster, but it's really to create a better experience for everybody, employees, customers, citizens, patients, you name it. And then the byproduct of that, which is more efficient use of resources, so we can dedicate those freed up, liberated resources to bigger, better things like global stewardship, education reform, healthcare transformation, and rejuvenation. So that's what I would ask Santa for: is knowledge, perspective, and a sense of purpose for how to apply all the tools that make up the intelligent automation space.
I'll forgive the book plug because that was a good list and easy for Santa to carry in his sleigh. Much easier than a software platform.
I'll forgive as well if books are given away for free, I think.
Nice. We could probably make that happen.
Okay.
All right, Mike, we're coming to you. So ready? Get ready.
Give me an easy one.
Question number 3, Kieran.
Because it's you.
Lay it on him.
It has to be a hard question this Christmas, unless you do want to, as I was texting you in the background, offer cash for an easy one. But let's see. Right. This shouldn't be too bad for a gentleman like you who's been in the industry. What are your top 3 intelligent automation predictions for 2022?
Oh, very good. And I've got to introduce myself as well, haven't I?
Please.
So I will do that. So my name's Mike Hobday. I'm Chief Executive of AntWorks, Intelligent Document Processing Company. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm under strict instructions. Actually, background is I'm a change practitioner because I'm an ex-banker, run transformation and insurance companies, been in strategy houses in consulting, and was latterly general manager looking after intelligent automation at IBM. And been with AntWorks for just over 2 years now. So the predictions, well, there are a number of things, I think, which is I suspect that in 12 months we'll be having the same conversations, because it strikes me I've been going to conferences and attending events for the last 3 years, and the conversation is still, how do we scale automation? What is intelligent automation? There would say that the word intelligence only come into it in probably the last 18 months. So there seems to be a continuing dialogue. So I think there's plenty of opportunity for Emma and yourself, Kieran, to carry on the dialogue throughout the next year. But I think actually my predictions would be, and it's kind of interesting because it's like the idea of an integrated automation platform that we were talking about earlier, about platforms. Is there's clearly a trend towards consolidation of the sector and the coming together of ecosystems, which rather runs against the idea of kind of the best of breed, which seems to be by and large what customers are actually looking for. And I find that interesting. And I think it's in 2 parts. One is I see consolidation across the RPA providers wanting to extend their services and get a broad range of automation tooling, which, as I say, I think runs against the general instincts of customers and enterprises. But I do see the kind of vertical integration. So the big platforms, the Salesforces, the Workdays, the big ERP platforms, looking to put automation solutions on the front end to drive straight through processing. So I think kind of that would be one prediction. I think something I'm an evangelist for is, as Francis was talking about RPA earlier, and it's not really intelligent automation, it's dumb automation, is the key to automation is a real focus and dedication on data. And my personal evangelism is really about thinking about how data enters your organization, getting that digitized as quickly as possible, and then start to think about how you design your process behind it. I think we'll see more of that. I was certainly seeing a rise of interest in the data associated services around RPA. And then the other thing, of course, is that you can be dead certain about is analysts will continue to analyze and come forward with predictions and invent futures for organizations like my own and the RPA vendors, and produce their 4-box models, which they do in copious quantities. And so there's definitely going to be an awful lot more of that.
Oh, I like that. And I'm looking forward to your slides in 2022, Mike, because in honesty, and you know me, I've ran out of what you've given me in the past and don't see the originals.
I haven't mentioned dinosaurs or Pharaoh.
No, don't. I need those talks when I'm doing it for others, pretending they're mine.
The dinosaur analogy was a fan favorite during your last episode with us. So
You might have to explain it very quickly, just for anybody who's listening who wasn't there before, Mike.
Oh, the kind of idea of dinosaurs was that with things like a robotic process automation, as Francis said, what it does is it moves data around more quickly. So it's a good tactical solution before transformation by and large. And therefore, what you tend to be doing when you're implementing some of these automation solutions is making large organizations move more quickly rather than transforming them. So rather fits with the idea of taking a brontosaurus and creating a velociraptor, but it's still a dinosaur. And when it gets when it gets colder, it's still going to die out. That was the analogy, I think.
the other side of this that I want to point out before we take you guys off the stream and bring OG on is when Ian and I did a interview a couple of months back, he wowed me with his dinosaur, like legit dinosaur knowledge from the show Dinosaur Train. So if you're looking for some dinosaur experience, take a look at that interview or ask Ian some questions about his favorite dinosaurs in the past.
This is a plug for a children's animated TV series. But it's a good one, Dinosaur Train.
That's what happens when you've got little kids at home. Your brain goes immediately to the nonsense that's on the TV.
And just in case anybody's not seen it, my jumper is in Florida. It's Star Wars.
Which is outstanding. That is very cool.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take you off and we're going to bring OG on to have his turn at the wheel here as well.
Happy holidays.